CMMC Plat with RE/MAX Result, your guide to real estate. So let's get going. Today's question is, does a pre-approval guarantee a sale? Unfortunately, it doesn't. Pre-approvals are sometimes just a preliminary document saying what a buyer has told the lender or shared with the lender looks to be verifiably a good measure to kind of say that they would be approved. Now, this isn't always the case though. Sometimes the buyers don't admit information, like they have some back bills like collection, maybe an old car or taxes. That will definitely affect that pre-approval. Perhaps they didn't disclose child support payments. That's definitely goes towards your debt and need to be disclosed. Then there's also the opportunity that buyers might think, hey, I'm buying a new home. Let's go and buy all the furniture in between the point where they got into contract to buy a home and the point where they actually get the keys to the home, the closing. And that debt might be too much. Maybe you needed a new car and you went out and bought a new car. That also might just totally mess with the sale, because the lender wants to see that you have enough money to cover your closing, your down payment, and your first month payments along with reserve to make such purchases. So I really recommend that you don't make any large purchases until after the closing, because the lender is not going to only verify your bank statements in the beginning, but they're going to verify the bank statements just days before closing. They're going to verify your employer also. So that needs to be like a 2-year term of nowhere that you haven't worked, no time that you haven't worked. Also, if you say you make X amount of dollars, but then your records show that you don't work as much as you said, or you don't work the 40 hours, then that will also affect the amount you're approved for, because obviously your gross income is not as much as they had originally thought. In that instance, it might affect your pre-approval. Also, and this is more with my Amish deals, they're a little bit different. I'll actually do a whole different video because I don't know that you've all had the opportunity to do these, but they don't have insurance. So they do a conventional 20% down, but sometimes they don't have 20% down and they do a cosigner, but sometimes that cosigner in the end doesn't have enough equity to sign. So I've had deals where that has been an issue. I can't take credit for this. This is actually a listing agent was able to close a deal when that happened, and the seller gifted them all of their equity. So that was really great. That listing agent was amazing. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. But yeah, it's not always guaranteed. If you're the listing, it's your listing and you're selling your house, obviously everything sells. It might, be a little bit longer. And if you're the buyer, that's devastating. But I encourage you to make some changes. Maybe it's the house. I do have a few buyers that lost out on a house because their HOA and their taxes end up being too much. So it's just that house. A lot of times if us as an agent bring that home when we're writing the offer to the lender, we can verify all that before we even get under contract. But a lot of times here in Roaming Shores that happens, and I love being a secondary offer on those just because it happens a lot. And I've won a few that way. So anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye guys.